So it's actually kind of funny that I was here volunteering this morning. Many of you may remember this face from the registration table out there, because that's actually kind of what I'm going to talk about today, is what AFF does for us that have gone through some of the programs, some of the first steps in Washington, but we're still looking to further ourselves, further our careers. And when we think about 20 years AFF has been, we want to look back. As Roger said, we're reflective, we're looking back on this. But really, 20 years now, it's a year of firsts. Everything can start new. These are first steps that can start taking. AFF gave me my first job. AFF gave me the ability to write my first blog post. AFF gave me the first opportunity to speak on a panel today. And all of that came rather unexpectedly, because when I look back 2 years ago, I was a scared intern. I was graduating college, and I was about to move down to DC. I'd lined up an internship program, but I had no idea where I was going to go, who I was going to know down here. I was coming out of a small school of 5,000 undergrads, and I'm like, oh, I make good friends. I'm good at that. But nothing really prepares you for coming down to a city and not knowing anybody and trying to make the first steps in a career. I was fortunate enough when I got down here to be placed at America's Future Foundation. And I think that really set me apart from a lot of the internship programs down here and a lot of the other fellow interns that I had. I was in the KIP internship program, the Coke internship program. And working at AFF, after just one summer, I was exposed to so many different leaders and other members of the programs and other think tanks and all of these different organizations that by the end of it, I was well connected, and I actually leveraged some of that into my job that I hold now. And when you think about this isn't something that's that new or unexpected. Many people come down to DC and they make these first steps. But without a program like AFF, without an organization like AFF, I think a lot of these people would struggle and suffer and not be able to make those strides and to be able to make that professional development that really sets them apart from their peers. And so I was down here for a summer, and I said I leveraged that into a job, but that didn't come naturally. I actually had to go home first. I moved back to New York, I was home, and then I received the phone call, hey, you've got this job, come back. Great. I was still moving back into a city that I knew some people, but a lot of my network had left. A lot of the people were fellow interns, they'd gone back to school, they weren't still there. And it was one of those comedy of errors where everything that could go wrong before I came back went wrong. I couldn't line up housing, my car broke down, the plane ticket that I had was, the flight got canceled due to like a freak storm. I thought I was done. I was like, I'm not gonna go, I'm just gonna wait, I'm just gonna stay home. And thank God for my mother with her boot pushing me out the door saying, you're going. And really when I stopped to think about it, no, I am prepared. Because I do know people down here. And I have a network that is prepared to take me and make me better at what I do and who I am. And that's really what AFF is all about. So now I'm established in my career, and I think, oh, I'm done. Boom, there, done. No need to network, I don't need to do all this stuff, I'm comfortable. But that's exactly the flaw in the logic down here, is that too many people come and they settle into their roles and they don't continue to strive. So AFF, to its credit, takes people like me and continues to give them opportunities. So as I mentioned, I work as part of our ambassador program for AFF. And that takes high-level volunteers, and we help to fill the niches in AFF's goals and membership programs and events, and anything that we can really kind of step in and help run, that's what they task us for. And in my line of work, policy, the one thing that you always want to be striving for is continued development. And AFF, through its ambassador program, actually gives me that. So public speaking, I'm terrible at it. Hence why I'm here. I love the opportunity to come and speak in front of people because it's not an opportunity I would get in my normal day-to-day job. Most of the days I'm stuck behind a book or behind a computer screen, I'm doing research, I'm developing my intellectual skills, but I'm not making those personal connections. I'm not making that sort of professional development goal that makes me more marketable to other employers. But AFF gives me that opportunity. I get to come out, I get to work with my peers, I get to work with policy experts, I get to work and meet these people, and that network that's kind of intangible when you first get down here and you look at it actually starts to solidify. And it becomes not a mysterious thing that other people, how do they network? It's, oh, I have all of these friends that I can talk to, and oh, there's a new job opening up, let me know about that. And suddenly, when you think about it like that, it's like, oh, that actually makes a lot more sense. It's not this mysterious thing. It's just making friendships. It's just making friendships with people that are in jobs, that are in places that you want to be. And on the flip side of that, now I can look back at people that are just coming to DC, people that were in the exact same situation that I was, and be able to say, hey, do you know about America's Future Foundation? Are you bad at writing? Are you bad at public speaking? Do you want a mentor that's doing what you're already doing, that's in the job that you want to get to? Because if you do, AFF is great. Let me tell you about why you should become a member. Speaking of which, all of you should become members if you aren't already members. And that's actually part of what I get to do through the ambassador program. I'm actually the sort of unofficial liaison to the Charles Koch Institute where I work. And we, as I said, we funnel through hundreds, if not thousands, of interns into the city, and being able to connect them instantly with a network of like-minded peers, and to say, no, once your internship ends, it's not over. There are still organizations, there are still things out there that you can get involved with. And so the big part of our ambassador program is getting these volunteers and getting these coordinators into roles and positions and programs that they can help develop themselves. And that's really what we've been able to do. And going forward, as we start to expand to more cities and we start to expand our hubs and we start to expand what we're actually doing in this city, volunteers are going to be crucial. Because I've always been struck by, I was struck from the moment I had stepped into AFF, that it's, how many people are we working here? We have only a handful of actual people, and you do how many things? How do you get this done? And it's through the tireless commitment of Roger and Leah and Britt and all of the other employees and volunteers that AFF is able to reach so many people and do as much as it does. And it's really fascinating. And it's really great to see that an organization that came out of nothing, you know, and has gone for 20 years, has such bright goals and such potential for what it's going to do down here, that we're filling rooms, we're filling people, volunteers are lining up left and right. I mean, that speaks volumes about what an organization is actually doing. And I think I can speak for most of the ambassadors when we say it's not just about developing ourselves. That's huge, that's important. But for me, I wouldn't be where I was without AFF. I wouldn't be in the role I was, I wouldn't be doing half the stuff I was doing, and I wouldn't know as much as I do. I've learned more about other areas of nonprofit work, not just policy, but development, new media, all of that has come out of AFF. So I think that is the most crucial ththing moving forward, is that AFF is going to continue to bring in people and continue to develop their skills and really help to grow the network and make the network a much larger impact on liberty. Fight for freedom.